Hello everybody! First of all, welcome. Thank you so very much for being here today with me watching my channel Ivana Tero. My dear friends, yes, this is video about, how to find your soulmate in 2017 for people, female and male, who have rising sign in a sign of Cancer. And of course, I am sure that all of you already know where your rising sign is. So this is video for, for people with rising sign in a sign of Cancer. Through this video, I will explain to you something quite, at least for me, very, very interesting. And this is something, one type of subject that not a lot of astrologer and people basically talk about. So I will show you something. Now, please stay with me. First of all, when you want to know something about your love life, something about your soul flame, and let's say you contact your astrologer and you ask, who might be, like good person for me when we talk about our love life. And of course, if you are a woman, your astrologer most likely will look at your Mars position, where is your Mars, and so on, because Mars basically is an ideal type of man for you, basically what you want for your partner to to have next to you. And of course, if you are a male watching this video, if you are a man, then for you is Venus sign in your natal birth chart of an ideal type of girl, woman, lady, which basically is born to be with you. But today I ain't gonna talk neither about Mars or maybe Venus or Sun or something like that. No, I choose for you something else, maybe even something totally new. Today I'm going to talk about asteroid Juno, which is in your chart as well, and maybe you still do not know that much about that asteroid. Now, before I start like concrete, basically talking about what you can expect in 2017, let me tell you like a few words for those of you who still do not know what basically asteroid Juno is all about. Now, when it comes to Mars and Venus, you are already aware what type of impact, what type of energies Mars and Venus basically are for you in your life. You are familiar with that type of energy. But if you still do not know like almost nothing about asteroid Juno, then Juno is unaware, unconscious, deeply buried need or type of partner next to you. So you are not aware kind of what basically you want. And in my life I hear often, okay, I know what I do not want, but I still do not know what I want. So this part in your life, what you do not know, this is when it comes to love life, this is basically asteroid Juno. So this is what I am going to talk in this video. Now, everything in this cosmos basically is shifting, everything is moving, and of course Juno asteroid is of course also is moving. In 2017, for people who have rising sun in Cancer, this is your story, where, why, and how you can find, or basically you can find your soulmate, or basically he or she can find you. So please stay with me. Okay, for people with rising sign in Cancer, Juno will be in your 6th house in a sign of Sagittarius. What that means? Now, I'm talking about first part of 2017. Juno will stay in your 6th house in a sign of Sagittarius. Little bit later, and I will explain that later, this is kind of the last 2 months in 2017, Juno will shift to your 7th house in a sign of Capricorn. So please stay with me. Okay, Juno in your 6th house in a sign of Sagittarius. Now, first of all, you can meet your soulmate through your everyday job, going to your work, from your house to your work. Also, this is, includes everything what is included with your everyday, task. So this could be like almost anybody. Could be your colleague, could be your client, could be someone that basically come not that often, maybe rarely into your office, into your shop. Depends basically where you are working like now. So through your job, you will meet your soulmate. This person could be a foreigner. This person could belong to another race. This person could speak maybe even many languages. This person could be a professor. This person could be a philosopher. This person could be very educated type of man or a woman, and maybe even with this type of position, Juno being in a sign of Sagittarius in your sixth house, maybe you will start talking in awkward type of situation about your diet, about your health. Could be your doctor. Maybe you are going to be his or her doctor, something of that kind. So, starting a conversation about your diet, about your health, maybe even about pets. This also could be meeting in some park next close to your work, something of that kind. Now, later, like November and December 2017, Juno will shift to your 7th house in the sign of Capricorn. Now, if you tend to stay with this person, going from Sagittarius, from Capricorn, your relationship will become in 10 months from now much more serious, much more serious. This person could be much more younger, or this person could be much more older, and finally you will say to yourself, I need someone who is going to be supported toward me. So maybe you already reached some certain, ages, and you will say to yourself, okay, I am ready to put an anchor. I am ready, he is ready. Okay, now we are in a committed type of relationship, and this is serious relationship. This is serious relationship, and we want to get married. Nice, quite very, very nice. Okay, so this is a little something for people who have rising sign in Cancer. Something else is going on. You know that you have Sagittarius, that you have planet Saturn in the sign of Sagittarius. Now, from the very first moment, almost from the very first moment, because this is Juno being in conjunction with Saturn in your 6th house in the sign of Sagittarius, finally you will kind of allow yourself to trust to this person next to you. So this could be Sagittarius, could be Leo, could be an Aries, could be basically any other astrological sign for that matter, any other astrological sign. But basically this relationship will start almost from the very beginning in such a, serious manner. And of course, and why not? Because we have also Jupiter in a sign of Libra, who will whisper into our ears, find your soulmate. Don't build, especially later during this year, don't build walls all around you. Allow someone to approach you, because especially 2017 is going to be like a good year for many people to finally find or basically to enter into your first marriage. I don't know, for some of you maybe this is your second marriage, maybe this is your third marriage, whatever. But Jupiter in the sign of Libra, this planet wants for us to finally find our soulmate and to put an anchor down. So you can meet not only one, but two totally different type of people. One could be a foreigner, I already mentioned all of that, through your work, and the other one could be basically your business partner. The other one, this might happen October, November, December this year. And one thing is also very important. Venus will enter into the sign of Aries. This is especially important for ladies, for girls all around the world. This is February 4th. Venus will enter into sign of Aries, and Venus will stay for 5 months in 2017 in sign of Aries. Of course, one period of time Venus is going to have a retrograded motion, and basically this is you finally decide, and this is you deciding, especially if you are a woman, you will decide whether you want or maybe you do not want to stay with this soulmate. Now, soulmate, everybody talking about soulmate, but we don't have only one soulmate. Believe me, we have many soulmates. Why? Because we can learn so much easier through our partners, and we all as a human being, we all changing our taste. You need one type of partner when you have like 20 years of age, and totally another type of partner when you have like 40, 50, 60 years of age. So can you understand? Everything I told you already in this cosmos is shifting. Your taste, your urge for another type of partner also is changing. So basically, this is your story for 2017 if you have rising sign in a sign of Cancer. My dear friends, thank you for being here. If you want to book a private reading with me, do not hesitate. Please subscribe on my channel, please like this video, and please share this video with your friends. I wish you all the best. Take care. Bye bye.